passionate about taking care of your well-being and living a life that's fulfilling and vibrant? Do you enjoy sharing your experiences with others who are just as enthusiastic as you are? What if you could take things to the next level and get rewarded for doing just that? By joining the Healy World community, you're opening yourself up to new possibilities for personal growth and unlimited potential. But that's not all. All year round, you'll be offered special deals aligned with your goals, tools to accelerate your business, and invitations to exclusive events where we celebrate you. And whether you joined Healy World for personal development or professional success, you're not alone. As an independent Healy World member, you'll be part of a community of over 360,000 people who took the important first step towards change. If there's anything that will make you live life full out, it's getting others to get in touch with their best selves. Ready to become a member? Head over to www.healy.world and sign up using your referral link. Start your journey with Healy World, full of energy and vitality.
Hello and welcome. Welcome to our opportunity call tonight. My name is Peter Christoph, and I'm the Managing Director for Healy for North America. And it is my pleasure to host this call for you tonight. A couple little things just so you know. If you're wanting to hear it in one of our translated languages, today's meeting is also available in Spanish, Mandarin, and French. Just click the little interpretation globe on the bottom and you can select the language that is best for you. Okay, let's get right into this. At the basis of the Healy opportunity is the answer to a question. And that question is, what's important to you? I want you to ask yourself that because this is really what determines and leads to why you would want to do Healy. What would you hope to get out of it? How can it help improve your life? Because as we go through life, everybody wants to, whether it's travel or wanting more time to spend with your family or to improve your lifestyle, everybody has something that they'd like to do. It could be buying a home, buying your first home, paying off a home. It could be sending kids through college. It could be, whatever it is that is your exciting hot button that would incentivize you to work, to do this business and put in the time and effort that it would take to be successful. Well, for me, I've been in this business, I'm third generation to network marketing. So I've been in this business my whole life. But growing up, my mom would always say to me, well, just wait until, you're old enough to have your own business. But you know what? It wasn't until I developed my own why that I was ready. Because, when you're a young man growing up, the last thing you want to do is what your mother is telling you that she thinks that you should do. But, I'm in school and I'm seeing all of my friends, go to work at 6:30 in the morning and come home at 8 o'clock at night and barely get to spend 20 minutes with their kids a day. And I knew I didn't want to be that kind of parent. So my why was all about wanting to change the lifestyle of what I can do, where I can spend my time. So I wanted more time with the family. Now, if I were you, and let's go to the next slide. If I were you and I was sitting and listening to an opportunity, I would be asking myself some very serious questions. And I want you to ask them because what we're going to do in this presentation is I'm going to try to answer all of them. If I was listening to an opportunity, I would want to know, tell me about this company. Is it a good company? Tell me about the mission and vision and the leadership of this company. Tell me about the products. Do they do what they say they're going to do? Because my reputation would be on the line every day as I would talk about them. And then tell me about the market that these products are sold in. Is it a growing market? Is it expanding? Is there lots of room, for opportunity? And then finally, I would be asking, can I really make money doing this? And we're going to get into the answers to all of these questions. So let's start out with Healy's mission and vision. This is an incredible company, and I've been with Healy now for 2 years, but I've watched them out of the corner of my eye. I heard of them. Healy's 7 years old, and as a 7-year-old company that sets their mission to create revolutionary products and opportunities to empower their members to thrive and live a life of freedom, passion, and joy. That was something that really resonated with me. And the vision is even better because their vision to put a Healy in millions and millions of households all over the world, their vision is to empower people to live a healthy, fulfilled, and conscious life, to inspire growing global community, to make a continuous positive impact on humanity and our planet. And that's something that we look at every time that we consider doing something or consider launching a product or anything like that. It's near and dear. But I'll say at the foundation of our mission and vision are our two founders. And this is very important because these are the two gentlemen leading the charge. Marcus Schmieke, our owner, founder, and the inventor of the Healy time machine. Even before Healy, he had been doing research in frequency technology and created a company called Time Waver, which actually gave the type of devices that we sell into professional settings. He's done extensive studies in philosophy and physics. He's an author of 25 books. In fact, he's right about to come out with another one. And he's founded several research institutes for consciousness research. That's something that's really important to Marcus. And he lectures and he's really active in making sure that our Healy family has the information and the ability to talk about what our devices can do. And then on a little bit closer to what we do every day is our CEO, owner, and founder, Christian Halper. Background in electrical engineering, communications engineering, and a financial entrepreneur. He started a hedge fund called the Superfund Hedge Fund, and he's invested in all sorts of sustainable technologies and vegan and vegetarian nutritional concepts. In fact, he owns a number of, I guess you call them gastronomical enterprises. And one of his restaurants, Tian, has been awarded the Michelin star, which, if you don't know, is pretty much the highest award that can be given, to a restaurant. So these gentlemen are active parts of everything that we do every day. And you heard me say that Healy has been around for 7 years. Let's look at where we've gone in that time. So if you look at this map, what you see in like powder blue, in blue, are active countries. We're in 54 countries around the globe. The little pinkish red dots that you see are where we actually have offices around the world. And everything else that's in the light gray, I like to call our future markets. This is where we're going to go. We're going to be everywhere, and it's our goal to be everywhere because we want to put a Healy device in every home around the world. But a little bit more closer to home, we're a German company based in Germany, and we have a development center at Kronzlin Castle. We have offices in Berlin and Mainz. We're active in all these countries, and we have more than 15 years of experience with Time Waver and Healy with frequency applications. And this goes into what we do because our technology is built on the expertise of science, engineers, and doctors. In fact, product quality is something that's very important to us. If we can go to the next slide. As you know, our science-based product is extremely important. In many countries, Healy is considered a Class 2 medical device. It's technology developed in Germany, and we've patented the encrypted security communication technology between the smartphone, which runs the Healy device, for frequency determination. Because, and I'll talk about this later, not only can the Healy be sent the signal from your phone to play a particular program, but it can also analyze you to tell you what programs you need. And that's patented technology. And everything that we do, if we go to the next slide, we developed with a holistic health advisory board and a scientific advisory board made up of respected doctors and clinicians and researchers in their field all over the world. And this is really important. And when it comes down to the products, that's where really the rubber hits the road. Our products, if we can go to the next slide, our two main flagship products are the Healy device, which you see on the left, and the Healy device, which you see on the right. And they really work together to create a synergy, like an orchestra that plays a symphony. On the left, the Healy device, it's a high-tech wearable. You can clip it on your lapel or wear it on your belt, and it transmits an individualized microcurrent frequency that helps you, live a holistic, healthy life to its fullest. And we'll talk about how it does that later. The Healy is a home device. It's like for putting in a room and having it harmonize the surrounding space, and you can use it to harmonize drinking water to help create the best conditions for you and your family. Now, just a tiny bit of housekeeping that we need to get out of the way. This lovely slide, which I'm sure you're going to read every word of, was written by our lawyers, but basically what it says is our Healy devices and the individualized microcurrent programs that they play are not intended to cure, treat, mitigate, diagnose, or prevent diseases or medical conditions, and should not be used as a substitute for professional medical attention. And on the next slide, basically for the Healy device, the same thing. The Healy is also not used to, treat, diagnose, all that same stuff that we talked about just a second ago. So let's get into what is the Healy. The Healy is not just a wearable device, but it's a smart device for holistic well-being and vitality. And it comes in several editions. All of them use the individual microcurrent, small doses of microcurrent frequency programs that support your well-being by harmonizing the bioenergetic field and analyzing the information field. So we'll get into specifically how they do that in a couple of slides, but you can enjoy it's on the go because it's so portable. You can clip it to you, wear it at the work, at home, at the gym, anywhere. Now, the benefits of this product, it's German technology, it's developed with scientists, medical experts, engineers, and professionals. It's multiple patents, compact, lightweight, easy to use. Now, the Healy, on the other hand, is really where the holistic fields and well-being meet, because this one, although also being light and portable, has 110 magnetic field frequency programs in six different families that you can use. And it creates positive energy wherever you go. It harmonizes your surroundings by emitting magnetic fields with quantum analyzed frequencies. And it can also use dual frequencies. But let me show you this diagram of the signal that gets emitted from a Healy has a 3-meter range. So you can put it in a room and a family can take advantage of the signal. Now, to consider what it does, what the Healy and the Healy do, there's a favorite quote that I have. Nikola Tesla, who's a famous inventor in the early part of the 20th century, said that if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, because everything has this as a part of it. When you look at a cell, for example, the building blocks of life, cells, everything in the cell moves from the nucleus to the mitochondria to things moving in and out of the cell membrane. And you know that when things heat up, when the temperature rises, everything in the cell moves faster and quicker. It's faster. And then when things cool down and get cold, the cell moves slower and it slows down to conserve energy. Well, we've found that the delivery of microcurrent with frequencies has been found to increase the in and out flow of the cell membrane and increase ATP production, which is wonderful. And when you look at some of the results of some of those testing on the next slide, you can see that Microcurrent, in one study done, and there have been many, increased amino acid transport of the cells up to 40%, protein synthesis up to 70%, and a 500% increase in ATP production. And this is huge. ATP is produced in the mitochondria. That's the power plant for every cell in the body. So it allows your cells to really, do their job. So if you look at the next slide, how the Healy works is, and it has two ways to work basically. The Healy can emit a frequency for the bioenergetic field and also microcurrent to help at the cellular level. And in scientific terms, this is kind of like the yin and yang. You've heard this called the chi or the prana before. This is on the quantum level. And the best person to describe it is our founder and the inventor of this, Marcus Schmieke. And this quote really kind of lets you know what's going on. All matter consists of energy, vibrating at frequencies, different frequencies. Every cell group, every organ, everything. So Healy technology is based on Marcus's belief and study that electromagnetic fields vibrating at quantum analyzed frequencies can provide the body with the information and energy to harmonize its own energetic self-organization and self-repair. It's kind of like the reason we take vitamins. We may not feel that, that immediately what they're doing, but we do know that the body is an incredible healing device. When you give it what it needs to operate at its optimum, and most people take multivitamins because, let's face it, the American diet is not what the body needs operating at its optimum. So when you get the body what it needs, it can do remarkable things in the form of healing and such. And these specific frequencies take the bioenergetic field of the body to a state of higher order that manifests itself in holistic health, well-being, and vitality. So the Healy device uses both microcurrent and the frequencies to bring this about. So let's look at those individualized microcurrent frequencies. You can analyze, and then with the Healy, it has the ability to analyze your information field, what's in the information field now, tell you what frequencies your body would need to better harmonize, and then deliver those, and you can run those programs right from your phone. And there's a number of delivery systems that we have on the next slide. So one of them is the Healy coil. You'll see this on the left. It just slides into the Healy device, and it has a coil that emanates the electromagnetic wavelength frequency. We also have on the far right adhesive electrodes that you can plug in to the Healy and wear those electrodes on your wrists or on the base of your back or wherever you want to harmonize or feeling pain or whatever. And you can use that to deliver the microcurrent directly to your body. And we also have, and it's relatively new, but it's the Healy High Wave. It's our newest all-star in addition to the family, where you can take your Healy device, add it right on there and put it on your wrist. And it allows you to transmit the frequencies with a carrier wave that allows them to penetrate deeper down into every cell in the body. And that's really exciting. So these three different ways are three ways for that same device to help you. And it's just incredible. Now, on the next page, don't get overwhelmed by this. You'll see these are not all the programs that we have. These are the program groups. And every one of these program groups has, 6, 9, or 12 programs in it, deep cycle, cell, mind, energy, the power of 3, personal growth database, bioenergetic defense, all sorts of programs to help with your holistic health. And you heard me say that it comes in different editions. On this next slide, I'll show you the different editions and what makes the difference between them. So starting at the bottom with our Healy Gold, our entry level and our most simple device has what's called the gold cycle in it, and it's got a number of program groups. The next one up, the Healy Holistic, has not only everything that's in the Healy Gold, but bioenergetic harmony, mental balance, and meridians. And then Healy Resonance takes that one step further and adds in chakras, fitness, stimulation, sleep, etc. You get the idea. And as we go all the way up to the ultimate Healy Obsidian that has every program that we have, and you get to join a special VIP Obsidian Club, and it has basically everything that we have. And when we add new programs in, by being a Healy Obsidian member, you get those just added to your device automatically. Now, what do people say about the Healy? How is it working for them? On one study we did, first we wanted to find out what people were using it for the most. And the top 4 things were pain, regeneration, promoting health, overall health, and stress. So that's what the majority of people are using it for. And how did it do? How do they rate it from an effectiveness standpoint? So on the next slide, you'll see that 47% felt improvement of their concerns, and the powder blue, an additional 18%, felt strong improvement of their concerns. And then green was slight improvement. Only 4% of the people did not really feel or rate the effect of using the Healy. So this is great. It was a cumulative sample of 248 Healy users. And if you want to see the number of applications that it took for people to feel the difference, of those ones that felt the difference, 15% felt after just using it one time to run one program. If you look at 1, 2, or 3 programs, that basically makes up 50% of everyone felt the effect after at least 3 programs. And then would they recommend it to others? And this was basically a home run. On the next slide, you'll see that 94% would recommend Healy to others. So those are great numbers. I mean, you're never going to please absolutely everybody because different people use the device or tried to use the device for different things. So from a product standpoint, let me say this. Let me first say, from mission and vision standpoint, I feel the company's in very strong shape. From a product standpoint, it's all about quality, and we're doing everything that we can to ensure that, the science, the technology, the scientific advisory board, that we're doing everything we can to make the product the best it can be. Now, what about the market we're operating in? Global wellness. I mean, this is a $1 trillion market. Global market in 2023 was 6.3 trillion, and it's projected to be approximately 9 trillion by 2028. And now if you dive into global wellness, personalized tech-enabled wellness, 71% of consumers expect their wellness to be personalized. And this is huge because wearable devices, 534 million wearable devices shipped in 2024, and that's a 5% year-over-year increase. And then if we look at the wearable wellness market, it's growing. Its calculated average growth rate is 19.8% a year. This is a market that's not just growing, it's exploding. And now let's sort of branch into what Healy can do for you as a business. And no talking about business would be great without remembering what the lawyers want me to tell you, that as any business, your results as a Healy Independent World member may vary and are based on your individual capacity, your business experience, your expertise, your commitment, all of that stuff. And there's no guarantee that any level of success or any earning level will be achieved. Okay, that said, let's look at our career path. Now, whether you're just looking at Healy for the way to earn $1,000 or a couple of $1,000, or supplement an income, or maybe replace an income, or maybe something to retire on, we can create a path. It doesn't necessarily have to be a career path. Let's change that to your path. Your path can be whatever you need it to be. You start out as a builder. Someone joins as an independent member, and they build their way up through the builder ranks, and they start creating a little bit of a team. And once they've got a team, and there are bonuses associated with building, once they've got a team and they're starting to get a couple of other like-minded people under them, they make their way through the team manager ranks. And there are some bonuses that we'll talk about that go along with that. And then finally, you get to the leader phase where you're starting to develop quite an organization of people that are repping the Healy devices. And of course, there's a huge career path there. So let's first get into the compensation, how that works. As a builder, or when you just start out as a Healy member and you say, hey, I would like to look at what kind of money you could make with a Healy. There's two bonuses that you'd qualify for. A direct device bonus, which you would get from every device you sell, and a monthly customer subscription bonus as customers who you've bought have put subscriptions, have a subscription for certain program groups. And let's look at how that works. Now, before I show you those two bonuses, I want to tell you that when you start out right from the beginning, there's something called Fast Start. And on the next slide, Fast Start is basically, it's an extra reward outside of those bonuses and in addition to those bonuses for getting started quickly and doing the things that will lay the foundation for building a strong and successful business. So the first one is the U+3 bonus. It basically says you have the month you come in and the month after that. If you came in with a purchase of at least a Healy Resonance or above, and you are able to share Healy with 3 friends who do the same, there's an extra, $350 cash bonus for you for doing that in that time frame. So that's something really cool. And then we take that a step further. That's the U+3 bonus. There's also a them+3 cash bonus on the next slide, and you have your joining month plus 2 months after that to then take your 3 people that you shared Healy with and help them each find 3 people who join with a resonance or above. And if you do that in that, 2 and whatever, almost 3-month period, there's $1,160 bonus waiting for you there, in addition to the direct device bonuses on all of these devices sold, which I'll show you on the next slide. So if you start out just you and your 3, there's 4 Healy Resonances. If you look at that, your Fast Start cash from that would be 150. You'd get the 300 euros for having the U+3. You'd actually hit a rank. You'd start advancing, and your 30% direct device bonus is going to result in $1,000 worth of earning. Not bad for just starting out. Not a lot of businesses that you can, sell 4 of something and end up with $1,000 direct bonus, in addition to the 650 euros is basically $750, an additional $750 in bonuses from the comp plan. So this is huge. And on the next slide, if you really wanted to kick that up, we have bundles, and the bundles were of higher value. And if you sold 3 of what we call the perfect trio bundles, indirect direct bonus would be 40%. And I'll show you the chart in a second. You can earn up to 40% in device bonus, and that would be $2,400 from that, plus an additional, $900. And you could do all of this in, your first month or 2 if you wanted to. It's just a matter of, finding the people and sharing with the right people. So the direct device bonus, the way that it works is you sell a device on the next slide, and you basically earn, every device has a volume number associated to it, and you add the volume together. And if it's under 2,000, you get 20%, and that's paid weekly. If it's over 2,000, you'll still get the 20% paid weekly, but you'll get an additional 10 on all of that volume that will come with your monthly. And if you're over 3,500 in volume for the month, we'll add another 10. So you'll get to 40%, and those 2 additional 10s will come monthly, and you'll get the 20 weekly. So this is great. We found that people like to get, paid weekly, and this is, a great way to do that. So, it's just the power of that direct bonus is, I'll show you on the next slide. I hinted to this, that if you sold a couple of the perfect trio bundles and a couple of the ultimate obsidian trio bundles, this is the volume you'd get. If you did this one, you'd be over the 3,000, so you'd get the 30%. That's a $1,200 bonus. If you sold the ultimate ones, you'd be over, you'd be over the required 3,500 to get the 40%, and that would be a $3,000 bonus. And you'd be able to make the rank of team manager. So this is huge. The other bonus that you can earn as you're just starting out is the monthly customer subscription bonus. And this basically says that just like devices, program subscriptions for some of our programs, they have volume 2. And as this adds up, you can earn additionally up from 5 to 15% on all of those as they process every single month, as long as people hold those subscriptions. So it's like residual volume and residual earnings. Now, those are the bonuses that I'm really going to go into, because that's what you would need to know as you're starting out and you're going through, that building phase. Now, the team bonuses, when you hit that team, there's 3 of them. And when you help others and you're starting to build a team, you would have the ability to earn a mentoring and coaching bonus from the rank of team manager and above, which basically gives you 10% on all of the people that you personally brought in, on all their volume, and then 5% on all of the people they brought in, which is a great way to add and really reward you from doing everything that you can to help them be as successful as they can. Because you can't create great success without helping them become successful. And that, to me, is one of the magic things about this business. Also, manager advancement bonuses. When someone in your team hits a rank and gets a bonus for that, you also receive a cash bonus for that as well. And then a dual bonus, which means as you increase in rank, the percentages that you earn on your group increases. So, and then finally, we progress to the leadership phase. And the leader bonuses, basically, there's 2 of those, and they're huge. As you move to the higher leadership levels, the opportunities are truly unlimited. Like, for example, the leader advancement bonus. When you hit our top rank, executive president, there's a bonus that you can earn up to 250,000 euros. That's huge. Now, executive president is a long way away, but if you build and if you work, you can do it. We've definitely had people reach that rank. And then we've got leadership check match bonus, which is an increasing percentage match on the team bonuses that your leaders get as they advance in title. You get a match on what they earn, which is great, and that just can really build. So as we're wrapping up with the compensation plan, now we're getting to the end. Yes, you can really make money doing this, and how you do it is really easy. It's basically, you do 4 things. Number 1, lead by example. You share our products. You use the products. You become a product of the products, and you start to build a team. You search amongst your team for someone who has a really strong why, who wants to be a rising star and is willing to work hard. And you basically just do everything you can to help your rising stars advance to the next title. That's why I'm doing this opportunity meeting, because I'm hoping that out there amongst our Healy members are more rising stars that are just getting started. And I want to spark, and my whole team, my sales support specialists and my head of marketing, and we're all ready and willing and able to help you do what it takes to advance to the next title. And, don't just dream. I want you to think big. Don't do the minimum. You can't grow if you're doing the minimum. I want you to always do more. So like if a rank requires you to have 3 of a certain rank, I want you to have 5. So if some life happens to one person, as it's sometimes prone to do, that isn't going to affect your earnings. Now, My last slide basically is tying back to what I said was the most important thing about this whole conversation. It's what's important to you. And you should be yelling it at the computer screen right now. No, because whatever it is, Healy can be the vehicle to get you from where you are now to where it is that you want to be. And maybe you need to do some dreaming, because maybe it's been a long time since you really put in your mind a dream and said, I really want to work for that, or gosh, I would love to go there. That's my bucket list or something. But because of life, because of kids, because of work, because of everything and its responsibilities, you may not think that that's a possibility. Well, guess what? If you work toward it, you can do it. Healy can be a vehicle to help you get from where it is now to where you want to be. I have a close friend whose mom joined, who came as an immigrant from Mexico to the United States, and she started a network marketing business. And her goal was the 15 people that she brought in as part of her team, she wanted them all to own their own house, to live the American dream, to own their own house. And, it took her a long time and she worked with them, but that dream came true. It would have been, and interesting that the dream wasn't about her. It was for her people, which were her friends and family and, closest. So ask yourself what's important to you and talk to the person that invited you to this meeting. You have a whole home office full of support that are waiting to help you. There's leaders in the field that are doing this every day that are willing to help you. We have product calls, we have training calls, we have opportunity calls. Partner up with us and we'll help get you there. But whatever you do, don't pass up the opportunity to join with something that could literally change your life for generations to come. Thank you so very much for attending. We're going to have these often. Please come back. Please invite friends. Let me present to them. And we can't wait to celebrate your success. Thanks and have a wonderful evening.